Can y'all see and hear me? I want to make sure I can be seen and heard. How everybody doing this poker? Hope all is well. Hope everybody had a good Shabbat. Those online, hope you had a good Shabbat in your homes, or if you gather with some people to watch the lives, or just gather together. Hope you had a marvelous Shabbat. Let's see if it's. Gonna get ready to get started in just a little bit. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's right here. So I'm looking for. If I can't find it, then I ain't gonna worry about it. There we go. It's all right. Okay. Say shalom to everybody. Shalom to Brother Kareem Kadim. Shalom, Sister Ma'ara Yahoo. Shalom, Mara Parah, Brother Ivan, Yehukana, Life with Eliana. Liz, Malachiah, Abraham, Azariah, um, and I'll go to Marsha Skinner, go to Takaya, Donovan's, Stacy, go to Isla, go to Miriam, Godola, Atzeret, Noel, Gina, Elishaba, Scott, go to Rakam, Elishaba, Mortushi, Shamika, Camila. I don't know how to even say that. I'ma just say y'all bless. I ain't even gonna mess that up. T.I. Shalom, Yaakov, Elder Kadashah, Sister Ebony, Rashia, um, Alishiva Anav Avav. See, okay, I had your name all different yesterday. But Alishiba Anav Avav, Shalom. DP, Shalom. Nisiya, Shalom. Cielin, Shalom. Sarah, Shalom. Lashida, Shalom. Sarah Yahu, Shalom. Sarah, Sister Yakaya, Shalom. Daughter Zion, Shalom. Nothing but a far, Shalom. Abigail, Shalom. Yasika, Shalom. Elishaba, Shalom. Emily, Shalom. Adrian, Shalom. Akdi, Shalom. Adiel, Shalom. Godol Carlton, Shalom. Yakuba, Shalom. Carissa, Shalom. Yeah, let's see. Sister Pauline, Shalom. Malaka, Shalom. Learning, Shalom, Shalom. Hanuk. Oh, that's the other Hanuk, Shalom. Miriam, Shalom. Zahar, Shalom. David Navarro, Shalom. Let's keep going here. Claudine, Sheeta, Sabah, Shalom. Eric, Shalom. Asiya, Shalom. Elder Azar, Shalom. Sister Abigail, Shalom. Malu, Shalom. Maury Malu. Abigail. That's the Hanu. Shalom, Hanu. Bajaj, Shalom. Sarai, Jamal, Doris, Tampa, Tanisha, Sarak, the therapist. All right. Shalom. Shakai, Kana, Ema Lisa, Sister Kessia, Yakata, Ebaniah, Sia, Cliff. Well done, good and faithful servant. Shalom, Stefan. All right. Let's say shalom, everybody. We're still in the Men of the Covenant series, but we're finna wrap that up. I want to say this first. I need all the men, especially because we got something planned that we're going to do in January for the men that are partners. It's going to be an event for the men that are partners. I want you to email the national email address, and can Maura Perrine too, she put that in so we can verify and make sure that we ain't missing nobody, none of the men. Verify that you are a partner with the ministry. So I need you to put your to email, so we'll make sure we don't got nobody. You'll see some of your emails soon. Make sure that we ain't forget nobody. But all the men, I want you to email your email address to us. Not email your email address, but email the national email address, and we're finna put that in the chat, so we can make sure that you're accounted for, and just to let us know that you are a partner and how long you've been partnering with the ministry, and your email address that you partner with, if it's through PayPal or if it's through Cash App. You said my sound is cracking up. My sound is bad. Let me know if my sound is bad. Sound is cracking. Wow. Give me a minute. Let me work that out real quick. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. All right, is that better? Man. Check, 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 check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. So we loud and clear. Man. All right. I'm going to keep talking because I want to make sure that the sound don't go back out or anything like that. So everybody give me a thumbs up if you hear me clearly. If you can hear me clearly, give me a thumbs up. Check 1, 2, 3. Alright, I think everybody can hear me. Alright, that's good. As long as y'all can hear me, then it's tube. A tube. Alright, so what I was saying is, if you are a male, a man, and you are a partner, we need you to email us, and we ask that the partners put not the partners, but the secretary, they put the email back in the email us at info.rebirthnational@gmail.com. Again, info.rebirthnational@gmail.com. Let's say that again, info.rebirthnational@gmail.com. We want to make sure that you are accounted for, that we have you. And all you're doing that email address, you'll just state what's your name, how long you've been partnering, what is the amount that you normally partner, and then the email address. If it's PayPal, you'll put the email address that you partner through, or if it's Cash App, or if you mail it in, you just state what that is. All right, I want to make sure everybody got that. Everybody heard me on that? Did you hear me on that? I want to make sure we got the brothers in there. Hallelujah. All right, let me ask the man, has the Man of the Covenant series, has it been helping you? Has it been helping you so far? Okay. All right, so good. Praise Yahushua. All right, so finally we finna get started. I know some of the sisters says that it's been helping them also. That's hilarious. That's kind of funny though. I won't say that's hilarious, but at the end of the day, we're giving you principles. Principles that can help you grow and develop. All right, so I want to say this as we start. So we know that the Men of the Covenant, them is three components. Men are the foundation of the kingdom. We the strength of the kingdom, and we the honor of the kingdom. Again, man is the foundation of the kingdom. That's the what the kingdom will be built upon. Right? You go back to Genesis chapter 2. And when Yahuwah created Adam, he created him from the soil. He created him from the ground. He created him from the foundation. He took the substance of what he was going to build everything upon the family structure upon, and he placed it out of the man and placed it upon the man. That's why the woman is not right on the man, right beside the man, but she stands or on the shoulders of the man, and the family stands on the man's shoulder. This is why the scripture even talks about that the crown of a man is his wife, right? It's his woman, right? Because she sits on him as a crown. He's the foundation. He's what hold his household up, right? We have to make sure there's no cracks, no leaks, no breakage in the foundation that would cause the whole family to fall. And as long as our foundation is Yahusha, we'll be able to handle any weight that is placed upon the foundation, that the whole house may stand. So men are the foundation of the nation, right? Because everything, if you want a kingdom, you first have to birth a nation. If you want a nation, you first have to birth a tribe. If you want a tribe, you have to birth a clan. If you want a clan, you have to birth a family. If you want a family, you have to have a husband and a wife. And before you can have a husband and wife, you have to have a man. So the man is the foundation. He's responsible. That's why when in the garden, when things went wrong, Yahuwah went to the foundation. He went to the one that he had set as to be the leader and the head of their family, which was Adam. Right? So not only are the men are the foundation of the nation, we the strength of the nation, we the backbone of the nation. If a nation men are weak, if a nation men are not at the fullness of their capacity to develop, to grow, to build, to give purpose, to give direction, to set order, then the nation is weak. A nation is only as strong as the men of that nation. Say that again. A nation is only as strong as the men of that nation. If the men are weak, then the nation is weak. So this is why it's important for men to be who Yahuwah has called them to be. To be who Yahuwah has called them to be. You can look at Psalms 18. It says, I love you, Yahuwah. You're my strength. Yahuwah, you're my rock. You're my stronghold. You're my deliverer. My all is my rock, and I take refuge in him. He's my shield, and he's the horn of my deliverance. He's my high tower. So if Yahuwah is that, then that is what we have to be to the nation. We have to be the rock. We have to be the stronghold. We have to be the one that people can run in and we can deliver them. We have to be set up as a place where people can take refuge, to be the shield, to be the horn of deliverance, to be a high tower. This is what Yahuwah wants and desires for his men to be concerning keeping his nation according to where Yahuwah has established it to be. So we understand that men are the foundation of the nation, men are the strength of the nation. Then also men are the honor of the nation. You can go to Numbers 23 and 19. You can go back and look at this stuff. Numbers 23 and 19. Right, I talked about that before. Numbers 23 and 19. And it says, Yahuwah is not a man that he should lie, neither is he the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, he would do it. Will he not do it? If he's spoken it, will he not confirm it? So that's the honor of the nation. Being a man that you would not lie. A man that functions in integrity. A man that does what he says and says what he does. That's consistent. That's dependable. That you can count on. That's genuine, right? So we're looking at that. We're looking at men of the Alright, I'm looking at somebody as chief if we were sowing through Columbia tribe. Do that still count? Yeah, but you have to switch that and sow to the national account, but send the email on that so we can know who you are and what that is, and then how long you were given to that, and then if you switched over, right? So the switch over has to be through PayPal or through the National Cash App, right? All right, so let's keep going. All right, so these are who we are as a man, but then I'm gonna give you real quick. We're gonna talk about that. Talk about this. These are the 5. I'm going to say the 8 things that a man must understand to be able to, how do I want to say this? These are the 8 things that a man must understand if he want to flourish in his growth. If you want to flourish in his growth. If you want to flourish in his growth. It's like 8 components or 8 graces. Just things that you must understand. It's not in a particular order. But the first thing that you must understand is authority. A man must understand authority. Right? He must know what authority he has been given. And he know he can't be given authority unless it's given to him by another man that he has been submitted under. Right? That he has watched, that he has marked, that he has looked at, that he has showed that he can follow orders, that he has showed that he can carry the responsibility. Because you're not able to have your own until you have supported, uplifted another man's, right? Let's look at real quick a few areas of this, because we all are duplications of who we have submitted to, but you who are just in the duplication, he give us greater responsibility as a reward for our submission, as a reward for our dedication to who he has called and who he has developed. Let's look at something real quick. Let's go to Matthew chapter 8. Matthew chapter 8. Let's look at something real quick. Hold on, let me grab something real quick to add. I'm seeing something that I want to add. Matthew chapter 8. And we're going to start at verse 4. Let's go to Matthew chapter 8. Let's go to verse 4. Verse 4. Matthew chapter 8 and verse 4. You have to understand authority and submission before Yahuwah can use you in any capacity. A man that's not submitted to nobody or anything will never have anybody that's submitted to him. He will only breed and raise rebels, and he only would be able to do a lot of starting, being a part of things and stopping. Then his life becomes a forever starting something, but nobody never really looking at him enough to see his track record to see if he's a man to follow or not. So we let's look at Matthew chapter 8 real quick. All right. verse 4. And Yahushua said unto him, see, mention it to no one, but go your way and show yourself to the priest, and offer your gift to Moshe and command as a witness to them. And when Yahushua had entered Capernaum, a captain came to him, appealing to him, right? So we see who came to him, a captain. This is somebody that was under authority, that understood authority, right? Saying, Master, my servant is lying in the house paralyzed and grievously tortured. And Yahushua said unto him, I shall come and heal him. Notice what he said. And the captain answered and said to the master, I am not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only say a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I too am a man under authority. He said, I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. I say to this one, go, and he goes. And to another, come, and he comes. And to my servant, do this, and he does it. Look at his orders, right? This military man understood the law of submission. Who and whatever you submit, what ranking or who or whatever you submit to, you become, and you gain access to that authority, right? Because of the access to the authority and because of that principle, you follow orders without allowing what you think. And that's why in the military, they strip you of individuality, because any aspect of individuality can destroy or get people killed, or to destroy the progression of this branch of military, or the progression of the nation, right? So individuality is what can get a man killed, right? Or get a troop destroyed. So everybody have to follow strict orders for the salvation of the whole troops or the military or anything of that nature. So he said, I have men that don't question my authority because they're under authority. They've been stripped of individuality, and they only follow decrees and orders, even if their lives are at risk. He says, so I understand who you are. What is he saying? He had to know, according to what Shaul wrote in Ephesians chapter 1, that Yahuwah, let's finish reading this and then we'll go back to that. It said, Master, I'm not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only say a word, right? Only give a decree, only give an order, and my servant shall be healed. So he said, at your order, at your decree, at your word, because you have all authority, you are the chief cornerstone. You are the head of all that, the Shemaim and the earth. If you make a decree, everybody that's subordinate under you must follow. That's on the good side and the bad side, because everything must recognize who you are. Right? Let's keep going. For I too am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I said to this one, go, and he goes. And to another, come, and he comes. And to my servant, do this, and he does it. And when Yahushua heard it, he marveled and said to him, to those that follow, truly I say to you, not even in Yasha'al, so this is a Gentile, not even in Yasha'al have I found such great belief. I say to you that many shall come from the east and from the west and sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the reign of the Shemaim, but the sons of the reign shall be cast out into outer darkness, and there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And Yahushua said unto the captain, go, As you have believed, so let it be done for you. And then his servant was healed that same hour. Because he believed this. Let's go to what he believed. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 15. Now let's start at verse 19. Now let's start at 17. And Yahuwah the master of Yahusha, Mashiach the father of esteem, would give unto you the ruach of wisdom and revelation and knowledge, him the eyes of your understanding be enlightened, so that you may know the expectation of your calling, what the riches of your glory is. Right? Verse 19, this is the one. And what is the exceeding greatness of your power towards us who believe, according to the workings of your mighty power, which you wrought in Mashiach when you raised him from the dead and seated him at your right hand, where? In the heavenlies. Watch this. Far above all rule and authority and power and majesty and every name that is named, not only in this age, but also the age which is to come. You put all things under his feet and gave him to be the head over all things, even to the called out ones, the body, the one that filleth all in all. So this man understood authority. He understood submitting under authority. He understood that it has to be somebody that I have to follow. Not just saying that I'm following the Most High, in which I can't see, and then he has given me a man that he has vindicated before you, that he has drawn your spirit to, that you may submit and work under Yahuwah, work under Yahusha, through serving the man that Yahuwah have called. He's always going to raise up a man for you to show your submission to Yahuwah through serving this man. You see that through the scriptures. So if you don't understand submission, if you don't understand having a mission to follow, to come under, to yield the way that you think, to yield your individuality, so your selfish nature can be destroyed through following orders. This is how you elevate in Yahuwah. This is how you flourish, through understanding authority and not moving, not doing things unless you have been given orders or decrees, right? What has killed us is this American way of thinking, a democratic democracy where we vote inwardly about what we want to do. But yet in the military, you take 6 weeks of boot camp to kill individuality, to destroy the way that you think. This is why they teach you how to dress. They teach you how to groom yourself. They teach you how to clean. They teach you every aspect. They control every aspect of your life, because individuality will get you killed, or kill a group of us. So this is the same concept of Yahuwah. This is why the man said, listen, you are a man under authority. I'm a man under authority. You don't have to come to my house at your decree, at your word, because you have all authority of the heavens and the earth, and I'm submitted to what I have seen, even though this is my first time meeting you in person. I'm submitted. I wait for orders. I'm a man under authority. When I'm told to go, I go. When I'm told to come, I come. If you're a man that don't understand authority, or you one of the ones that said, I don't need to have a man to follow, I don't need a head over me, my head is Yahusha, but then you cannot, because Yahusha is going to, he don't work with rogue people. He don't work with vagabonds. He don't work with individuals. It has to be somebody that's chosen, that he put his light upon, that he has given authority, that you can submit to, that you may have authority, that you might have the same grace. Who are you following? What voice are you hearing? What sheepfold are you in? What shepherd here on earth that you can say is responsible for you and your family? Because either way it go, if you say I ain't got to submit to nobody, okay, you start teaching and it's gonna be some people drawn to you. Somebody gonna have to submit to somebody. The Shamayim, Yahusha, is many thousand upon thousands of Malachims that are submitted to Yahusha's authority. That is rankings. That Malachim submit to other Malachim, that submit to other Malachim because of their ranking and because of their authority. And their submission to the next rank is their submission to Yahusha. Even the evil world, the demonic world, there's rankings and submission in the demonic kingdom. They know based off their rank how far the stretch of their authority or what they can do to you. This is how you know that when Yahushua cast out a spirit, he said that they go into dry places seeking a place of rest, right? Then they come back to their house to see that their house are clean and swept, to see if they can come back in. And what do? They grab 7 more spirits that's stronger than themselves. 7 greater rankings. Something stronger than them. Yeah, spirits that just are the door opener. They're sent just to open the door. They're sent just to have you do small things in order that the door can be open, that a stronghold. This is why you have to watch step by step what you're doing. Because there is the door openers influence you to be held captive by the strongholds. But there's rankings even in the demonic kingdom. All right, let's go real quick to Strong's H4633, right? Let's talk about what rank is, right? And it's the word ma'araka, right? And it says is Strong's H4633 is an arrangement, concretely apparel, a military array, an armament, a fight to be set in order, to be placed, a rank, a row. The root of that is Strong 61686, arak. It means to arrange, to set, or put in a lay in order, to set, array, to prepare, to order, ordain, to handle, to furnish, to esteem, to arrange, to set in order, right? So ranking gives you the understanding of order. Yahuwah is a man of order. Everything is created by order. The power of order is the light of creation. Order is the difference between function and dysfunction. When something is out of order, there's pain that signals that it's out of order in order to put it back in order. If your life is dysfunctional, if your family is dysfunctional, if your marriage is dysfunctional, because something is out of order. The woman might be out of order. The man might be out of order. This is why in the beginning, when Yahuwah created the heavens and the earth, and it said the earth was void and formless, and darkness was upon the face. Yahuwah said, let there be light, right? He said, let there be order. He let there be function. When he aligned or arrayed or made the earth functional, it took him 6 days to make it functional, and on the seventh day he allowed that function to take function. He allowed that order to continue, and whatever order creates, it continues. I'm going to say that again. Whatever order create, it continues. This is why it's so important to put your life in order, your mind in order, whatever your hands upon and put in order, because whatever order create, it'll continue throughout generations. This is why on that Shabbat, on that first Shabbat, Yahuwah allowed his order to continue all the way to the day. He set the order. Order is not meant just for one generation. It's not meant for just one moment. It's not just meant for one period of time. It's meant to continue. By you putting your life as a man in order, you'll create a lineage of a continuous mindset. It's something that can't stay stationary. Order moves. This is how you control darkness. This is how you rule over darkness. You don't have to fight the darkness. You control it. You rule over it. You turn the light on, and it's continuous. By setting order. Understanding authority. Whenever you show me a man that's not under authority, I know his life has no order. I know that's a dysfunctional person. I know he has all type of discrepancies, hurt, things in his life that will not allow him to progress. Because he don't understand authority. The purpose of order is to establish rank, to identify authority, jurisdiction, legalities, to identify power. This is why that man identified the power because of the ranking of Yahusha. He said, you don't have to come to my house. I identify your jurisdiction. I identify your authority. I identify what's legal in your realm. You don't have to come to my house. At your word, it will establish healing. And your power will be accessed if you only give me the power to go and do, because I'm submitted under you. Even though I didn't walk with you. Even though I'm not under you. And this is the same thing of those that are online. You can be submitted, aligning, just as this man, taking it at the word of what you hear us teaching, us preaching, us doing. And create order, create change in our life, because you're submitted to a man that you ain't even met in person yet. And creating order in your life. Creating change. What's sad is if you have people that's in assemblies that don't understand authority and order, and you got somebody that's not, that's understanding it more, and the grace, the glory, the power of what we're teaching through us being raised up by Yahuwah is changing your life, and you never met us in person. But a man that doesn't understand order can never really progress in life. He can never develop because he's not submitted to nobody. This is why Moshe took the set. You have opportunities to be able to experience what's on that man without having the work ethic of that man, that what that man had to go through in order to get what he got. I know because I see it happening. Some of the graces that are upon my life, some of the graces that are upon Chief Yahushua's life, man, we got people under us getting it quickly. They're getting that same authority quickly. They're getting that same power quickly. Well, it took me years to work for this. Think about Moshe. Think about Moshe. Moshe, 40 years in the wilderness under a shepherd. For 40 years in the wilderness under a shepherd, learning the ways of Yahuwah. Yahuwah takes him, has him deliver Israel. Then Yahuwah began to calls him to pick men, right? That's going to lead the tribes. But it didn't take these men 40 years to get what was on Moshe. Let's look at that. Exodus 24. Verse 1. And Moshe said unto him, come up to Yahuwah, you, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 7 of the elders of Yasharal. And you shall bow yourselves from a distance, right? You shall bow yourself from a distance. But Moshe said, but Moshe shall draw near to Yahuwah by himself, and let them not draw near, nor let the people go up with him. Now notice, the people, the men, they couldn't go to Yahuwah. Yahuwah ain't choose them 70 men to be his representative, his ambassador, one to go talk to him. But they had to be submitted to him in order to get whatever he comes back off the mountain with. It rests, a portion of it rests on the men because they were submitted under authority. And they was able to receive the duplication based on understanding. I only move through orders, through decrees, through what Yahuwah has established in the man that he called. Verse 3. And Moshe came and related to the people all the words of Yahuwah and all the right rulers, and all the people that said, and when one voice said, all the words that were spoken, which he has spoken, we shall do. And Moshe wrote those wrote words down. Right? Let's go down to verse 9. And Moshe went up, and also Aaron, and Nadab, and Abihu, and 7 of the elders of Yasharah, and they saw the Elohim of Yisrael. And under his feet was like a pave work of sapphire stone, and like the shining of the brightness. And he did stretch out his hand and against the chiefs of the children of Yasharal, and they saw Elohim, and they ate and drank. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, come up to me in the mountain and be there, while I give you the tablets of stone and the Torah and the command which you have written. And Moshe arose with Yahushua, and Moshe went up to the mountain of Elohim. And he said to the elders, wait for us until we come back. And you see Aaron carrying all them with you, and whoever. And Moshe went up to the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain, and the steam of Yahuwah dwelt in the mountain aside, and the cloud covered the 6 days. And on the 7th day they called to Moshe, and the appearance of them was like a consuming fire upon the top of the mountain before the eyes of the children. Moshe went in the midst of the cloud and went up in the mountain, and it came to Moshe, and was the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Right, and if you keep reading that, you'll see that that was a duplication, right? That happened all through being submitted. The 12 disciples being submitted to Mashiach got his authority, got his power, got the signs that followed them, because they understood this is a man that was chosen by Yahuwah. Yahuwah has vindicated and verified that this is the man that I have raised up for you to follow. America teacher, don't follow no man, don't listen to no man. You search Yahuwah for yourself. Okay, you see how far that gets you. In the scriptures, they following a man. They submitted to somebody. The first place that's supposed to happen is in your household. You're supposed to be submitted to your father. If that didn't go well, if your father wasn't in your life, then you're going to have problems with authority because you was never able to really see it and learn how to submit to it. So that's number one, right? Who are you submitted to? What person, what ministry did he lead you to that you can be accounted for, that your family can be accounted for, that's responsible for you, that's responsible for your house, that you are under, that you can receive duplication, that you may gain access to the authority and the power that Yahuwah has given that man. Anything you're trying to do, when you're trying to get raises on your job, you got to be submitted to somebody. If you're trying to be it's everything. Submission is the key to access. It's the key to duplication. If you're trying to learn a trade, you got to be submitted to somebody. If you want to learn, if you want to play basketball or football, you got to be submitted to a coach. Even though you might be better than that coach, you got to be submitted. Submission is the key to access. Knowing authority and the power of that authority of the person that you're submitted to. All right, so that's enough of that. Who are you yoked to? I had to run through these other things pretty fast. Responsibility. That's a number 2. Understanding responsibility. Understanding responsibility. What responsibility did Yahuwah give you? Who are you responsible for? When Yahuwah created the garden, he created man. He created man's responsibility before he created the man. He created the man's responsibility before he created the man. You have to recognize your responsibility. Who are you responsible for? What are you responsible for? What problem was you created that you are responsible for solving? Yahuwah created the heavens and the earth. He created the earth and he put the earth in man's hand to be responsible for. He put the garden in man's hand to be responsible for. He put the plants, he put the trees, he put even some of the malachim, he put the waters, he put everything and said, man, I want you to dress it and I want you to keep it. I want you to guard it, to watch over it, to put things in place, to put things in order through your submission and your relationship with me. That man, Yahuwah has given you a wife that he made you responsible for. Do you understand your responsibility? Do you understand how you're supposed to treat her? Do you understand that you're supposed to be her source, an extension of Yahuwah? You're responsible for her emotions. You're responsible for helping her the way that she thinks. You're responsible for her needs. He has given you from that woman to birth children. You're responsible for those children. If you got children that came out of you, you're responsible for them. That's your seed in the earth that's not accounted for. Child support and just taking care of your responsibility. You ain't going to be looking at, well, I gave child support. And some ain't even doing that. Some just act like them children just was erased off the earth. And they still young. I said they teenagers and they old and they go on their way. But they still young and you just erased them in your mind and using their awakening to just act like they don't exist. And you're looking like, no, they came out of you. I don't care. You done moved on. You're responsible. That's your responsibility. Not a stepdad. You got to work to get that in order. I don't care how the mama is acting. You got to pray. You got to bind up spirits. You have to try to reach out to that child to do the things that you can. Why? Because that's yours. You're responsible. You're the one that made an irresponsible choice by not seeking Yahuwah, by going in each and every woman based on your sexual appetite. Now you don't want to take care of the responsibility. Now you want to use the truth to be able to eradicate them children out of your memory. I have to ask myself, whose authority am I under and who am I responsible for? What problems in my bloodline that now the responsibility on me is to change, is to cleanse? There will be no more drug addicts in my bloodline. There will be no more women abusers in my bloodline. There will be no more child abuse in my bloodline. There will be no more drunkards in my bloodline. Why? Because I've been created to be responsible for this problem in my bloodline. There will be no more children without a father in my bloodline. Why? Because I'm responsible. Any seed that come out of me, and I'm going to set the order, and that order is going to be continuous. It's going to go throughout my generation because I'm going to teach responsibility. I'm responsible for keeping a job, for keeping money flowing, to make sure my wife and my children don't want, not suffering to be hungry, not feeling like it's a famine in the house. Ain't nobody else responsible. That's my responsibility, and I must identify my responsibility. And sometimes it takes sitting down as men. Let me just write out my responsibility, because sometimes I be missing what I'm responsible for and be mad at the wrong thing and at the wrong people because I haven't identified what's my responsibility. Who am I responsible for? What am I responsible for? He put him in the garden to dress it and to keep it. Then he created him a wife out of his bosom. That he looked at that woman and said, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Where he looked at her and said, he was basically saying that I'm responsible for this being. I'm this being's source. And as I go to my source, I'm going to provide everything for her. This is why when things got out of order and Eve stepped out of order, he didn't go to Eve. Yahuwah went to the one he left in charge, the one that he gave the responsibility to. This is why even in your household, it might not be your fault, but you're always responsible. And Yahuwah looked at Adam and said, where art thou? You're responsible for this garden. You're responsible for this woman. Where were you? How did you fall out of that place? How did you let that get out of hand if you were supposed to be watching it? Men, sit down and write out your responsibilities. What did the man that you under authority to do put in your hands? Now I'm talking to assembly. What did he put in your hands to do? Are you responsible for that? Is it going lacking? Are you trying to do other things with that you didn't get a word from that man that established you? Are you causing problems in restored hundredfold households? It's your responsibility to bring shalom in areas. It's your responsibility as man to come against principalities and powers that's fighting your house, that's fighting your ministry, that's fighting your new hundredfold family. Responsibility. As you find out what your responsibility is, Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, Yahuwah created the heavens and earth. Then, too, the earth became void, formless, and darkness was on the face of the deep. Well, darkness was all over the earth. And the Spirit of Yahuwah hovered over the waters. Yahuwah seen he created the earth, but the earth became darkness, formless, void. Then Yahuwah said, I must create order out of chaos. Why? Because the earth is my responsibility. So what did he say? Let there be light. Let there be order. Let that be function when he recognized the earth. So the next thing a man must do, he must submit an authority. He must find out his responsibility, and then he must create order out of disorder. He must, whatever is dysfunction, he must make it functional. Now, I have to look within my life to see what's out of whack. If my thinking is dysfunctional, before I can work on my marriage, before I can work on my wife, before I can work on my children, I have to create order out of chaos. Because sometimes you've been through so much that it has destroyed the way that you think, that you don't think properly. And some of the things that didn't happen to you to give you a dysfunctional memory, a dysfunctional mind based off your interpretation of hurt and pain. And you respond to it. You move that way. Now you got to take the word, because you got to take the word in order to create order in it, to create function. What are you putting in your mind? What are you changing? There has to be an inward change before there can be an outward manifestation. What seeds are you developing? Can't want your wife to get in order and to respect you as the head if you are out of order with Yahuwah. You ain't show submission, but then you want submission? That's chaos. Can't nothing out of order put nothing in order. Let me give you something for your mind real quick, right? This is what your mind needs. This is how you bring order out of chaos. Now, once you get your mind and your spirit together, then as you're doing that, you're working on, okay, this is how I'm going to get my household together. This is how I'm going to get my money together. Right? This is going to be, this is how I'm going to get some things that's out of my hands right and together. Because I got to create order out of disorder. I got to create order out of chaos. And then Yahuwah will be able to trust to give you chaotic situations because he know whatever order creates, it continues. If I create a mindset of putting things in order, it will continue with my hands, whatever I put my hands on. I will become a child of light. That everything I touch brings light function to its reality. Just put me in there and watch me work. This is what your mind needs. I'm going to give you this. All right? Your mind is a garden waiting for, your mind is a garden like the Garden of Eden, waiting for seeds to be planted, germinated, and to take root, then manifest. This is why you always have to be putting the word. The word is that incorruptible seed in you. Right? That's going to germinate in you, plant itself, take root, then bud up upwards, manifest. So the earth is given with different wisdom, which are seeds to germinate in your mind, to put in your thinking, that it may take root, and then it's going to manifest out of your life. But this is what your mind needs. Your mind needs three things. It needs a future, it needs a focus, and it needs fuel. Your mind needs a future, it needs a focus, and it needs fuel. I hope y'all man getting this, man. Your mind needs a future. That means it needs a vision. It needs an end goal, something that Yahuwah has showed you. Because you have to learn how to master your mind rather than your mind master you. Your mind has to become your servant because it was given to you to produce. But you have to give it a vision, something to work towards. Then you have to give it a focus. What am I going to discipline my mind to think on? What I'm going to restrict my thoughts to go towards? Because my vision will become my focus. This is what I'm focusing on. And if I have a vision, my vision will show me what to spend my time and who to spend my time with. Because I have something direct in my life. And this is going to take me outside where I want to go. So no, I can't spend time with you. No, I can't be over there all night. No, I can't go hang out all the time. Why? Because it's affecting accomplishing my goal of my vision. So now I'm focused. Now I know what to do with my time because it's discipline. Because I know where I'm going. I know the end goal. I even know what I can eat and what I can't eat. If it's health. I know what my eye gates can watch and what it can hear. What I can hear, because if I'm watching something that's going to affect my focus, I can't watch it. If I'm around somebody that's going to put seeds of doubt against my vision, I can't be around you. If I'm around negative people, if I'm around people that stay in condemnation all the time, it will become contagious and it's going to affect my vision. That's why my mind needs a vision and needs a focus, which is discipline, and it needs fuel, which is faith. I'm feeding this thing every day. I'm saying that I can do this. I can create this. I can conquer this. And I'm using action because faith is what the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It's action, moving towards it. I'm on a journey now. I'm making the steps now. I'm opening the doors now. I'm moving towards this thing. I have motion. And then watch the vision over time manifest, because I gave my mind a vision, a future, a focus, which is discipline, and fuel, which is faith. Because it's time for me to create order out of disorder. Do we understand that? All right, I'm almost done because I got to hurry up. A man must understand his throne. That's his place of rulership. That's what Yahuwah has given him. What is your jurisdiction? How far does your rulership go? You have to understand that I can't go to another man's rulership kingdom and try to rule that. I can't affect another man's house. This as far as my jurisdiction will go in this house. This is the ability and authority that has been given to me. I'm not responsible for that individual over there. I can give wisdom, but they're not a part of the seat of the kingdom that Yahuwah has given me. Because sometimes you will put yourself responsible for another kingdom, that means another man's household, that means somebody that's not submitted, and burn yourself and wear yourself out when this person don't even want to desire to sit in a throne and have order. That person might just want attention. And that attention is to take you off your focus. Because you're trying to save a kingdom that a man or a woman don't even want to rule in. I must know my throne and how far my kingdom goes. What is the extent of my power? What's the limitations dealing with a person? I don't want to step out of boundaries. I know where I'm seated. And I know the ability that Yahuwah gave me, or the ability that the man that I'm submitted under has given me. I don't step out of bounds. I don't try to correct what I haven't been given the authority to correct. I don't try to change what I have not been given the authority to change. This is the seat of my power. This is my jurisdiction. This is what's legal on my throne that Yahuwah has given me. That the man that I'm submitted under has verified. That's been established. Know your throne. Know how far it goes. Know your jurisdiction. Know what's legal. Know where you're operating from. Know your power. Know what's not yours and what is yours. Know what garden you have been given and what garden that's not yours. I like that. Staying in your own lane. Next thing is to strengthen the brotherhood, being a strong wall for the brothers. As you begin to empower yourself and develop yourself and understand the principles of authority, understand the principles of submission, understand your responsibility, understand the order that you have been given to bring order out of chaos, understanding that your throne and how far that go, then you begin to empower other brothers, give them wisdom, strengthen the brothers, where you become a strong wall to them, where you help them develop and follow and look at your pattern Look at your consistency. Because brothers going to want to know how you did it. They're going to want to know how you stayed focused. They want to know how you done got your peace now. Especially when they see you going through the darkness to create order. Now you go and strengthen the brethren. Through your own testimony. Because you paid attention to the journey while you was on the journey to get clues and a blueprint of how you overcame. Never go through something not paying attention to the clues, to the landmarks that Yahuwah has given you in order that you can reach your destination. That you may show another brother, this is how I did it. And you can apply some of these principles. Another thing being men of perfection. Well, that's basically men of excellence. That perfection ain't mean that you perfect in everything that you do. But Yahuwah has placed his perfection on you, and you walk and live his perfection out in life. That's mean having a perfect heart towards Yahuwah. Doing everything in excellence. Having a focus of excellence, knowing that you're doing this for Yahuwah. That you're working for Yahuwah. That you're establishing things for Yahuwah. That's walking with a perfected heart. That everything you're doing to the best of your ability. Not making excuses for yourself. But doing it with a mindset to give glory and kabod to Yahuwah's name by whatever you put your hands to. That it prosper. Because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the glory of Yahuwah. You're not doing it to give yourself a name. You're doing it for the glory of Yahuwah. That's walking in perfection. Everything you're doing it with all your might. Because it's for the glory of Yahuwah. You loving your wife, loving your family with all your might because you're doing it for the glory of Yahuwah. You working hard for the glory of Yahuwah. You building for the glory of Yahuwah. Everything with excellence for the glory of Yahuwah. That's a perfected heart. Because I want to esteem Yahuwah, not just with my words. I want to praise Yahuwah, not just with my words, but with my work in the earth, with my actions, with the way I think. I want to give this mind to Yahuwah that he may perfect it. I want to give my hurt. I want to be healed. Because I want Yahuwah to get glory in my thought life. I want him to get glory with my emotions. I want him to get glory with me giving him my shame, my hurt, my guilt, my pain. That's perfection. I don't want it just to feel better. I don't want it just because I want my marriage better. I want it because I'm called by his name, and I want to show perfection and excellence for a man that's been called by Yahuwah. Last thing, and I'm gonna get on out of here. Some stuff I had to hurry up, girl. Last thing, give you a quick scripture on that when Yahuwah told Adam and Eve to be fruitful, to subdue the earth and be fruitful and multiply. As you understand and submit to authority and being under authority and the principles of submission and authority. And then you scale out your responsibility and understand what you're responsible for. Then you begin to build from that responsibility. You create order out of chaos. And as you create order out of chaos, you begin to understand your throne. Then you strengthen the brothers. Then you walk in the fullness of excellence and perfection to Yahuwah. As you begin to do these things, it will cause you to be able to multiply who you are in the earth. And it'll be first multiplied in those that can behold you. It'll be multiplied in your wife because she'll see it and she'll start becoming it. Be multiplied in your children because your son will be watching you. Your daughter will be watching you and seeing the change that's happening right now. You'll be multiplying with the brothers because they'll be seeing how you did transform your life. Now you can multiply and duplicate yourself. Hallelujah. I had to cut that off because I'm getting way over time. But hopefully this will help the brethren, the Akim. These are principles, man, that didn't help guide my life and help me get where I am today. And I'm still growing. Still growing in areas. Still got areas that I got to come up in myself. So just as I'm teaching this, don't mean that I have perfected everything. Now, a lot of it is I'm walking in. I've been walking in for years, and because I pay attention to my journey, I'm able to give a blueprint. I'm able to give landmarks that other brothers can get on the journey and overcome, and not have the same pitfalls. Pay attention to your journey. All right, so that's it for today. Again, I wanted those that desire to be a part of what we're gonna do coming up in January. I want the men to email at info.rebirthnational. Put that in the chat again. info.rebirthnational@gmail.com. Let us know how long you've been partnering. And we'll try to let you be a part of that. Also, just to put a plug in there, we will do a I know you might notice the Rise Up song. We will do a live listening party, a show, pre-recorded live listening party, Hadar Zamar album that has come out. But you can go on the website if you desire. It should be on all major platforms right now. But you can go on the rebirthofanation.info website and purchase the album that way also too. So it's up for purchase now. You can go to the music aspect of it and you can purchase the album if you want to get that. But we will do that so everybody can hear it, and if they desire to go purchase it, you can. I'll just let you know. You can go now. But that is it. info.rebirthnational@gmail.com to let us know if you're a partner, how long you've been partnering, and we're going to be able to move on from there. Any questions for me right now? Well, no. I'm going to shut this down. Love y'all. Hope this encouraged the brethren. We'll see you on the next one. I believe probably next week I'll probably be wrapping that up. for the Men of the Covenants area. It just depends on if you will have us with something else. That's right. The album purchase is called The Wait. I don't know why I couldn't remember the name of it. It's now available on the Rebirth website. Thank you, Malka Yada. Oh, most definitely, Sister Mara. Love y'all. I'm going to get down there soon. To hug y'all neck. Most definitely love you. Been hearing great things about what you're doing down there. So it's coming. We just had to get through these these feast days. Hallelujah. All right. Shalom.